Leading up to the current crisis, business leaders across the world were talking about transformation, ready to invest trillions of dollars until transformation was thrust upon us. It's unfortunate that we lost control of the timeline, but the upside is that digital transformation is happening right in front of our eyes. We've also realised we didn't need multi-year initiatives to generate some benefits, with many companies now considering how to derive strategic benefits into the future. Clearly, many of the things that were important at the beginning of the year now pale in comparison to a global pandemic. Being forced apart, however, has brought more attention to the experiences and interactions between us in both our personal and professional lives. As I look across Asia Pacific, there are 5 key challenges for resource-poor HR leaders. The first is traditional processes for talent acquisition are inefficient. There's an increase in stakeholder engagement required across multiple locations. The impact of the candidate experience on the employment brand, quality of new employees is sometimes a challenge, and the constraints on HR's budget and team productivity. Firstly, traditional processes for talent acquisition are inefficient, and with the rise of web-enabled interconnectivity, employers are now considering a much larger number of candidates with varied experience located across a wide geography. This has created a major challenge for candidate evaluation and the interview process. To review CVs and arrange screening phone calls is time-consuming, and Zoom alone doesn't necessarily add any value. In this market, a more efficient way to manage the process and reduce the time to hire is more important than ever. It's worth considering use of pre-recorded video interviews, as they can provide additional insights at the same time as interviewers can screen candidates, and dramatically reduces the overall time required. My recommendation for our clients, for example, is to leverage video interviews as much as they can, with the opportunity to embed links in their advertisements or include it in the automated response for every applicant as an initial step to save time and make the process more efficient. The second key challenge is an increase in stakeholder engagement across multiple locations, with the need to connect candidates, interviewers and multiple hiring managers in one seamless experience from start to finish. Increasingly, internal stakeholders want to review candidates when it suits them and to provide more detailed feedback than ever in an interactive process. There's also a need for structured interviews with consistent evaluation to ensure better hiring decisions. Use of pre-recorded video interviews will again assist with this, as each candidate is answering the same questions and the reviewers or hiring managers can provide their feedback into a common technology platform. Further, an approach to reference checking that is based on job competencies rather than generic questions is also an option for our clients. The third key challenge is the impact of the candidate experience on the employment brand. Although they can apply for more roles than ever, candidates lack a genuine connection or understanding of the company's culture or brand. In addition, interview bias is a common source of concern for candidates, as well as an unfortunate reality in the workplace. Candidates expect structured interviews during the process. However, this is often a challenge, with a variety of interviewers asking different questions that subconsciously suit their individual bias. Further, the anxiety of leaving their existing employer's office, or conversely not being able to meet at all in person for an interview, can often deter good candidates from applying. They also want a consistent, thorough process with realistic timeframes, and to learn if they've progress to the next stage, understandably, or if they've indeed been chosen for a position in a timely manner. The use of technology end-to-end for your recruitment process can assist with this by leveraging a pre-recorded interview process that could include a video of your company or the job as an initial step. A technology-based evaluation process can also standardise how candidate data is received and ensure reviewer input is consistent and efficient. We've also found it's useful to have a live interview option, similar to Zoom, inside our platform for line manager or even panel interviews following the initial screening process. The fourth challenge is the quality of new employees, which naturally will impact short-term factors such as individual productivity and team performance, and in the medium term reduces the time and investment required to replace poor hires, and it also increases customer satisfaction and therefore profit. Given the volume of candidates and diverse capabilities required at all levels, the ability to assess new employees based on traits and competencies, not just their CV, is useful. Consider using trait or competency-based behavioural assessment and measure how good a match a candidate is to the job and in comparison to other candidates. Longer term, this will also ensure a larger internal pool of talent who can successfully transition from team member to supervisor or into a different part of the organisation. For example, our behavioural assessment system is used to screen candidates for job roles, providing a selection report which suggests bespoke interview questions. It also provides a development report and an agile profiling opportunity once the new employee has settled into their role to be able to compare them to the competency profile for other roles across the organisation as well. The final key challenge, unsurprisingly, is the constraints on HR budgets and team productivity. In every economic downturn, HR budgets are affected in line with the reduction in headcount and general uncertainty for both the organisation and the economy in general. Remaining staff are forced to focus on core activities, such reducing the time they have for proactive initiatives such as talent pooling or succession planning. There's also an increased need to sustainably improve the efficiency and cost effectiveness of core workforce foundations processes ahead of more strategic ones such as leadership and organisational effectiveness. The use of digital interviews has become an imperative as companies fundamentally shift their work environments and people practices. I have a business called Talent Platform with an integrated system for behavioural assessment, video interviewing and automated reference checks, all of which is based on competencies. I'd be happy to explore together how we could enhance your talent acquisition productivity, increase your employee performance and enhance your overall HR team productivity.